Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you want to see how I achieve this beautiful look on my bestie, continue to watch. Okay, so I'm back with another video. Guys, I'm waiting for a few stuff from my makeup room before I do the actual tour of my room and show you guys just everything that I have as a MUA. But anyways, let's get started. So I'm going in with some witch hazel. That's just the step that I normally do before every client. I just feel like with witch hazel, it takes away all that extra. If there's dead skin, if your face is oily, it takes away unnecessary oiliness. So that is why that is one of the first steps that I take. So yeah, I have my best friend Mackenzie today. And first I'm going to go in with some matte powder just because that witch hazel sometimes can leave the brows a little wet or damped. And I want to make sure that it's matte enough for where I'm able to apply my brow pencil without it sliding and just going all over the place. So I am going in for the brow. I am taking, this is the Max Luxe brow pencil in chocolate. Y'all, I've been loving these brow pencils. I think I'm actually ran out of this chocolate shade because it just fits a lot of my clients. But I'm going in with that brow pencil. And as you guys can see, I do go in and I extend her brow just a little bit because she do have a large gap between both her brows. So that's what I normally do for her, just to, I don't know, like I feel like it looks better because her brows are naturally short as far as the length from the brow to brow. But she didn't do her eyebrows, y'all. She's trying to let them flourish. So I just was trying to work with what I had. The good thing is she doesn't have thick brows to where it doesn't look good over concealer. And I try to fill it in as much as possible, as far as just filling in even where the ingrown hair was without making it super thick. So I'm going in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer. Pro Concealer. I don't remember the actual shade of this one. I think it's Cool Tan, but then again, it's kind of a little bit orange. So I think I mix Cool Tan and Suede or something. I really don't know, and I apologize. I did this look a week ago, and I'm actually looking at a book that I wrote down all my details, and I forgot to mention that. But I'm just going in and I am pressing down that concealer. So down for the under the eye, and then when I'm cleaning up the concealer for top of the brows, I blend upwards. And she's not a fan of like really bold looks, which I think she is now, but before she was just always a super soft gal. But I wanted to do recreate a look that I did on my clients, but just use different colors, but still just the same techniques and the actual design of the look. So I went ahead and I went all out on her. She has normal size eye space or eyelids, so it was definitely fun working with her again. I'm going in and I'm making sure that I'm blending the brows out so they don't look too harsh. This is the Peely Space in Rumor 4. Yeah. And normally I use a 3, but I just wanted something a little bit darker on her skin tone. I didn't want the concealer or the base to seem too bright on her eyelids. And I'm going in and I'm pressing that base down. Now, the trick with pressing base is you have to use a thick, somewhat of a flat brush as well to blend out that concealer. You don't want to use an actual, I know some people use blending brush, but that just doesn't work for me. So this is what worked for me. It's normally a thick, flat brush that I use. And when I say flat, I mean the actual bottom of the brush, not the side of the brush, if that makes sense. And here you see where I start off with this palette. It's from OPV Beauty, and it's their Yemoja palette. And y'all, these were the only burgundy shades in that palette. So if you have that palette, you will see the shades that I use. I don't have the names, unfortunately. I feel like I'll be all over the place sometimes, and I apologize. But there are some people that literally just watch this video just to be mesmerized by the actual look. And I get it. There are people that actually want the details. So I'm going to be much better at that. But yeah, I'm going in and I am starting with my transition shade first. And then I am going to go in with the lighter shade to blend that into the brow bone. Not too much. I still want there to be somewhat of a definition between those two shades and the brow. And then once I'm done blending that out, at first when I started doing her makeup, I really didn't know like what, because I really didn't want it to be a look that I already created. But then I remember how much like I had people asking me like how you do this look and what are the steps. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go and do it. But here I am going in with a darker shade. This is not the first transition shade. This is just a darker shade to add more depth to the actual look and darken it just a little bit. And then I'm going to go in with just a regular brush. There's no product on here. And I'm blending out that inner corner of the eye so it doesn't seem so harsh before I actually cut the crease. And I'm actually going to cut the crease with the P. Louise blank canvas. It's not like a base. It's a thick consistency. And it actually covers the shadow when you cut the crease. So if you have trouble with when you cut the crease and it like transfer whatever shade onto that base, you might want to try this pure canvas. It's not a base. It's super thick and you have to know how to work with it. But first I'm going to go ahead and do the outline of what I'm trying to achieve. And I'm going to do it on both eyes. Make sure that I get those carved out. We're trying to make them look close, like identical. But of course, I'm left-handed and whatever I do on one eye is never the same on the other eye. And I'm never going to stress about it because it's not something that people really pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll see in the end how everything looks good, even though you can tell right here that one of the brows was shaped different. Not brows, but one of the cut crease was shaped different. So I'm doing a full cut crease on her just to accentuate her eyes. Yeah. And I've never done a full cut crease on her. So I was like, this would be the best time to do that. So I'm going in with that pure canvas and I am shaping out that crease. And of course, you can put as much product as you want on here, but I do advise before applying any shimmer, anything, you want to make sure that you take off all the extra or the excess product from the eyes before applying any shimmer, any glitter, because you don't want it to seem cakey. You don't want it to seem chunky as far as just too much going on. So here I am going in with a brush. This is from Wet n Wild. It was $1. And I'm going in and I am basically blending that out and I'm taking all that extra product while I'm patting it. It's also modifying that base and it's making it matte. And so then I'm going to go in with a pigment. This is from Sleep by Kira. And I'll have the name in the description box of the shade if I can find it. But I'm going in with that shade. And you guys are probably like, okay, what's the theme of this look? So I'm actually going off. She has a burgundy hair wrap because she just cut her hair off. So she's starting all over and she loves these little hair wraps that she be doing. So I'm going off of that burgundy, which you'll see, which you probably already saw in the beginning of this video. But that was the original idea on how I came up with the color scheme. Now, realizing that, it's all really blending together. I still didn't know if I wanted to add glitter. I didn't know if I wanted to leave it this way. So honestly, I'm showing you guys just being a makeup artist. Sometimes your creativeness just comes like while you're doing it. Don't ever feel like as far as you don't know what you're doing that this is not meant for you. Just know we all struggle and we all, have our problems. But I'm applying some lash glue, the Duo lash glue, the green one. And then I'm going to go in and apply some glitter. This is I'm mixing a Clay Glitz glitter and also a Be Perfect glitter. And I'm mixing those, y'all. And I love that combo look. Look at it. Look at it. But this tutorial is really not too as far as go into depth on just explaining how I do makeup, but also to encourage other people, because there was a lot of times in this video or just in this look that I was just not happy with the result. I mean, the end result came out really nice, but I felt like I could have done better. So this is also just to show you guys that even the people that you might think are like really good at what they do struggle as well. But I'm going in and I'm using the same concealer that I used to clean up her brows to sharp out the eye so it can seem more sharp. And y'all, crisp. I don't know. Y'all, it is about 11, 12 o'clock at night right now. I'm trying to upload this video tomorrow. I'm going in with the Fourth Ray Moisturizer in Papaya. This is a new one that I've actually tried, and I love the smell. So I'm going in and I'm going to blend that into her skin, and I'm using a Real Technique brush. But yeah, so I want to really touch base really quick on the primer that I use for this video. I've only used this primer a few times, and each time that I've used it, it's just never been my cup of tea, but I keep hearing good reviews on it, and I really want it to work for me, and I think I finally realized why it's not working for me. So in this video, I use the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. And I think this is what happens when you don't review the product. You're just taking people's advice for it. But this primer, at first I just didn't like it. I feel like it made my work look cakey. I like to have a matte look at the end. And this just, even with setting the face and everything, I feel like the end result was just a little bit too cakey for me. And I realized is that I've applied way too much foundation, when in fact that primer allows it to where you don't need that much product, because it literally grips that foundation, baby. You know, like how edge control be gripping your edges, or I should say a better term, them Africans be gripping your edges when you get your hair braided, or even Jamaicans. They don't play. So I feel like this primer, you really don't need a lot of foundation, and that's where I messed up at. And so you'll see, like, I was testing out this foundation. I was talking shit to her. I was testing out this foundation, and I was like, okay, once I blend it in, I use my concealer and stuff, it's going to be her shade, right? Y'all, I apply way too much. Just watch this. Just watch this. This is the Beauty Bakery foundation, and this is 325W. Okay, I love this foundation. I use this foundation all the time on myself. I always mix my colors though, but this I really thought would have matched her, and I applied just a little bit too much, just a little bit. Like I said, the end result still came out good, but it's not how I wanted it to be. And y'all, you see I keep adding foundation. I don't know, but now I know how to use that primer. So I'm going to know better for the future. I'm gonna try it out. I'm probably gonna try it on myself first before I start applying it back on clients. But you'll see where this foundation, I was blending it out too, and it wasn't moving, and that's because of the actual primer. Because I promise you, if I use this foundation on myself, I don't ever have this issue. Or if I even use it on my other clients, and I never really, this primer is not something that I use on my everyday clients. I just really wanted to try something new for you guys, and I was just like, look, I know people probably tired of me using the same products. Let me switch it up. But see, if it ain't broke, why are you trying to fix it? My whole like face routine that I have with my clients and myself, it is, in my opinion, just fine. But here I go trying to switch it up, thinking I know what y'all want, but in reality, y'all just want to see good content. And so yeah. So it took me a while to blend out this foundation. Like I said, the primer definitely grips that foundation. And so I actually had a bit of trouble with applying this foundation. So I'm just, at this point, I'm blending it in using my Real Technique brush to blend it out. And then I'm going to go in with my beauty blender to take up any extra product at this point. Now, with the fact that this primer does grip and hold all the foundation that I've applied. I really didn't need to use a beauty blender, but I was like, listen, since I already switched up my steps and used a different primer, or you even a different base of a primer, because I don't normally use like that type of primer. I normally use like a moisturizer primer type. So yeah, I was just like, let me just stick to what I normally do. Now I am going in. This is the Laura Mercier concealer in 4W. This primer is one of my primers, so I do use the actual brush that comes in the applicator, but that's because I don't apply this primer on, this concealer on any of my clients. This is one of my concealers that I use only for me, which I haven't used it since the summer because it's kind of dark now. I've gotten lighter because it's because of the winter. But yeah, I just wanted to explain that really quick because I don't need y'all to be saying how I'm applying it straight out of the bottle. Don't come for me. And then I'm going to apply some e.l.f. Camo concealer in the shade Deep Caramel. Yeah. And I'm doing the same technique. I am carving out the inner corner of the nose and then the outer corner of the bottom lash line. She's just staring at me. I was probably talking shit. She always looking at me. But in you know, I mean, you learn a lot when you try to do different things, and I just feel like it was a lesson learned for me. She still ended up loving her makeup. At first she was like, yeah, I ain't feeling it. But she ended up loving it. But we also discussed as far as just the difference from the last time I've done her makeup. Overall, she said like I've grown. But as far as like, and I was explaining the primer to her because I knew it just messed up my game. Like when you're a makeup artist, you know your end goal, and then so if you try something new, you know what the issue is. Because you know if you're already doing your routine, nothing's really wrong, and the one time you actually choose to switch it up, you know, something happens. So let me get back to the actual video. For the contour, I use the Black Opal Suede Mocha as her contour. And I apply that right above her cheekbones, and her forehead, her nose, and underneath her chin, just to give that definition, have her, you know, jawline on point. Because she got a round head, y'all. I'll be messing with her round head and her big forehead. I told her I wasn't going to joke about her forehead in this video, but I straight up lied. Because obviously, like, who can miss that? You know what I'm saying? I told her forehead remind me of Pearl, but then we looked up a picture of Pearl, and Pearl nose was big. Pearl didn't even have a head. It was her nose, so I had to take that back. But I'm going in with a beauty blender. In the previous part of this video, you see where I actually sprayed before I went in with blending out the concealer. So that's exactly what I'm doing currently. I'm just blending out that concealer, making sure that there's no harsh lines. And I'm just taking step by step. And we're blending that forehead out. You see, once I touch her forehead, I probably was talking shit for her to laugh. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about her forehead anymore. I'm not. We're just going to leave it at that. But I love the eyes so far. I actually really love the eyes. I'm going to show you guys a clip of what I actually got inspired by at this point, because I did it on one of my clients that just let me do whatever. And I love her for that, because she'll come and she'll be like, Britt, I picked the making beat for a reason. Just come up with something. And I literally came up with something. And the crazy thing is she has lash extensions in. But you have to learn how to work around lash extension, especially with glitter pigments, because you don't want none of that to fall on the lash. But I'm gonna insert a picture of the client that I got the inspo from right here. So yeah, this is the one of the look that I did that I actually tried to recreate somewhat. But yeah, I'm going in, I'm just blending out that concealer, and I'm poking her ass. I'm poking her ass. So I'm blending out that concealer, and this is also a thing. So you see where I feel like the foundation was a little bit too I don't want to say orange, but it was definitely a bit yellow, a yellow undertone, which ended up matching her neck. So it wasn't a problem. I just felt like in the past when I've done her makeup, it's always been like not so yellow. It would be more neutral than anything. So that was another thing too that I was just looking at. And you guys don't see this, but I would literally stop doing the makeup and go look at it, which I probably did it right here. I probably went and looked at my camera to see how it reflected in the actual, recording. Like I said, in the end, the video turned out wonderful. It's just as far as the overall look, there's stuff that I've learned from. I understand. I took a lot from that. But I'm going in with the this is the Madame Glow foundation powder, and I'm going in with the Laura Mercier translucent powder in honey. And I am going to set her face. I do not bake. I am strictly highlighting and setting the face for all the highlighted areas, and also carving out that contour area. But back to what I was saying, I feel like a lot of makeup artists, we are really hard on ourselves as far as just not seeing our growth or understanding, like, where we came from and our accomplishments. And I feel like I needed her just to tell me basically like how proud she is of me, because honestly I was so down on myself on this whole video. But if a person can see your growth, I mean, that's an amazing thing as well. So yeah, I end up loving the video, and in natural light the makeup was beautiful. In person it was beautiful. So I can't complain too much. The skill is still there, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for just the lessons that I was able to, get and use that in my skill every day, honestly. And so this video really, I mean, it is a tutorial. You can watch the tutorial, but it's really so much of me just trying to talk to you and have you guys understand that what you see ain't always perfect. You know what I'm saying? You look at a look and you're like, okay, that's bomb. But you don't know how that makeup artist felt. All the products will be listed in the description box as far as what I've used in this whole video. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills mahogany. What is it? The mahogany bronzer or something like that. But like I said, I'll have everything listed in the description box, because I know I'm just chatting and I'm not really telling you guys of the tutorial. But I actually want to do an in-depth video on myself, just showing you guys my new techniques that I've been using, and how I go about doing my makeup now, because I feel like my makeup on myself has changed, and I feel like it's very beneficial whenever you can just get anything new. You can definitely use that as leverage to becoming a better makeup artist, or a better you in general, if you just do makeup on yourself. But I'm just going in and I'm using those same shades. You see the palette. You see that's the palette I'm using. And I'm using that burgundy shade and that dark shade right there. So y'all don't come for me talking about something. What shades? I need to start doing that. And I apologize, y'all. I just feel like when I'm doing these videos, it don't be scripted. And I feel like when it's scripted, that's when you have like all these stuff listed off. But I hear y'all. I take y'all your criticism, and I am definitely going to go ahead and up my game and give y'all what y'all want. Okay, I really appreciate you guys just watching my video. If you love this video so far, just give me a thumbs up, comment, let me know what you think, and let me know in the comments what y'all want. I am going to give you guys, like I said, a video of just the products that I use as a MUA. I just was waiting for some stuff, and don't get me started on that. That's because of my other friend. She want to send me some packages when she know it was a holiday. She should have been sent them off. And now I'm missing like my lipstick holders and stuff like that. I really wanted to have those for that video. So that's why I haven't really posted that video yet. I'm going in with some highlight. This is the Milani Cosmetics, and this is a highlight called Champagne, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm going in and doing all the highlights in all the areas that I normally do. And y'all, I didn't realize how much I actually applied on her cheeks until she actually turned. Like, look at this. Hold on. I wonder if she's going to show it. I think she showed it. Look at that. Like, just a different angle, honey. That baby was glowing. Just applying some mascara. I do have some wands that I use, and I am just using that. It's disposable. I get those from Amazon. I have the link of my Amazon, like my must-have MUA stuff, in the bottom of my description box, and y'all could check that out. I also got the lashes from Amazon as well, which people be thinking I'm lying, but if you really be scrolling on Amazon, just really be looking and actually read the reviews, you can find some bomb lashes on Amazon, and they be cheaper too. But I'll have those lashes in, they're listed in my list on Amazon, so check that out. So for lips, I'm going in with MAC lip liner in Chestnut, and I'm also going in with Maybelline liquid lipstick. I think it was Chai Genius, if I'm not mistaken. I just put Chai, but there's 2 words to that. It's Chai Genius, I think. And at first, y'all, she don't normally do dark lips, and at first she was like, I'm not feeling this. But then she started putting on her little Snapchat filters, and look, she couldn't get herself out of that camera. You hear me? She couldn't. And like I said, like, the end result of the makeup was still beautiful. It's just not what I envisioned it to be. As far as just what I prefer in a full beat, y'all probably looking at it like, you tripping. But remember, I do this. I does this. I know what I do. I know what I prefer. I know what I like. So it's just me understanding just my skills and what I could have done better. Not so much just talking down on myself, but I know I could do better, and I'm going to do better. And it's just, that's how you're supposed to look at life. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like something, fix it. If you know that's not your best work, do something about it. Like, don't sit around and just mope about it, because I'm not gonna mope about it. Next time I do her makeup, I'm not gonna use that damn primer. Yeah, I'm not gonna use that damn primer. Okay. And it's crazy because so much people love it, and I'm trying to love it. I'm trying to. I'm going in with some just clear gloss from the beauty supply store. I feel like that just be having them lip gloss popping. And I didn't want to add like an actual gloss with a different shade. I wanted the lipstick to stay true to that shade that, you know, I originally applied. So I didn't want to add a ColourPop lip gloss that have different tones to it to change the actual shade of the lip. I still love the eyes. But, and also, like, looking at it now, I'm like, damn, I could have fixed that contour just a little bit. I could have blended out underneath that contour a little bit. It's just one of those things where you're like your worst critic. So, and I tell you guys this, and I'm letting you guys this because, like, I'm letting you guys know because this is just honesty. But yeah, this is the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. And yeah, let me know what you guys want to see. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I love you guys. Thank you for all the support. Peace out.